Okay, I think we are live. Finally, I think we're good. I think we're live. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if we are officially live. Who do we have in here? We have Lisa, Alicia, Naya, Mrs. Jones, Shala, Lizzie, Lisa, Miss Joy, Isabel 64. We have Trina, Girl with Chef, Jacqueline is in here. I think I said Lawana already. Blessed to have Aiden. What is going on? Hi, Maxine. How are you? How are you? Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Okay, great. Where is my phone? Okay, I am such a bad YouTuber. I was supposed to let Instagram know that we're live, and I haven't even sent them the link. Hold on. In the meantime, let me know. Okay, great. Awesome. In the meantime, let me know where you guys are at, what city, well, not the city, but let me know the state, what state you guys are at, what country you're at, while I let Instagram know that we are live. So let's see. Tennessee, Alabama, California, North Carolina. Awesome. Okay, let me text myself this link so I can let IG know, because we have to let Instagram know, right? Like we can't just have all the fun to ourselves, right? Right? Okay. We gotta let Instagram know, like, hey, come on over to YouTube, right? Okay. Okay, let's see. Jacksonville, Michigan. Hey, Michigan. Texas, New York. I'm over here trying to multitask over here. Maryland, Florida. All right, let's see. We are live. And we're about to get into these Q&A questions, because I know y'all got some questions for me. I know y'all want to ask me about what's been going on this past because we have not gone live in like 2-3 weeks, I think. So I want to hear what's been going on with your regimen. What are your concerns? What's been going on? I got to be careful with the sound because YouTube will tag me if I don't. Okay, I think we're good. We're good. Okay, we're locked in. Hi, everyone. Welcome. So we got Toronto, Delaware, South Carolina, New York, Wisconsin, Maryland, Texas, New York again, New Jersey. We have Macon, Georgia. We have Virginia. We got Florida. Who else is in here? We got New York, South Carolina, Toronto, Delaware, Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte. Awesome. You love listen, Lanaya, this is a girl. It's time for you to wash your hair. It's looking crazy under here. Put a cap on because it's much easier. That's what this is. But if you say it looks cute, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. So if this is your very first time joining me live, like ever in your life, put a 1 in the chat just so I have an idea of, this your first time catching us live, like ever in your life. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, hey Tamara, Lenora, welcome. Hey Camille, what is going on? Welcome. Deborah, awesome. So basically, hey Sylvia, Barbara, welcome. So basically what we do here is we talk all things hair care, all things scalp care. We do cover some skincare as well, but mainly hair care, scalp care. This is a great time for you to ask me any questions you may have, whether it's product related, ingredient related, hair science related, girl, my hair is falling out, what the heck is going on related, girl, my hair has crazy dandruff, what do I do related, girl, my scalp is crazy itchy, what do I do related. Okay, we cover all of that here. If you have to log out and come back in, I do typically save my live, so you can always come back and watch the replay. I try to answer as many questions as I can. We typically try to end around 8 o'clock, but your girl's been late today. We're late. Okay, I like to start at 7, but we're a little late, so we're gonna go until around maybe 8:15, 8:30. So with all that being said, I'm gonna be quiet because that's all the introduction I got. What are your questions for me? What are your questions? Put them in the chat. Hey Sharon, I'm doing good. Jillian, I am doing good. I'm just happy that it's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Friday Eve. So I got my little drinky drink, my little cherry berry John from Chick-fil-A. I'm ready for y'all. What's going on? Lanaya says, how long does it take for you to do your wash day? Ooh, I love this question because the time it used to take me is significantly lower versus now. So before, I would say it took me maybe like maybe 3 hours to do my wash day before. And I think what contributed to the length of like why it's taking so long was because number one, I was not detangling my hair prior to shampooing. I would just get in the shower, hair full of tangles, full of matted hair, and I'll be fighting my way through on my wash day. So that took a ton of time. So lack of detangling made my wash day super long. Lack of pre-pooing made my wash day super long as well. What else I would say? Oh yeah, doing everything in the world. Like on your wash day, you don't have to pre-poo, clarify, shampoo, protein treatment, ACV rinse, deep condition, hot oil treatment. You don't have to do all of that. And I think before, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta find a way to deactivate my Siri when I'm on live because it be talking to me. And I'm not talking to Siri, I'm talking to y'all. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, that's what was going on. But now I detangle before I get in the shower. I pre-poo. That combination alone cuts down like probably at least 30 minutes alone in my wash day. Depending on what my hair needs, that's what I focus on. So if my hair needs protein, I'm doing that protein treatment, maybe a little bit of light conditioner afterwards, and I'm done. If my hair needs extra moisture, I'm gonna do a shampoo, deep conditioner, and I'm done. If my scalp needs a treatment, I'll do my hair tea rinse or shampoo, hair tea rinse, conditioner, then I'm done. So I'm very focused and strategic now about my wash days. And then I blow dry. I use the Revere. That takes down time as well because it's just super easy and you're done. So now I would say my wash days around an hour to an hour and a half, around there. So yeah, my goal is to get it down to an hour, but I'm not there yet. But it does take some time, but it's better than 3 hours. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Question, what's good for relaxed hair with a small amount of shedding? So, hey, Sylvia, so shedding is completely normal. If you notice like your hair is shedding more than usual, then I would say, okay, we got a problem. So if you are experiencing a small amount of shedding, a great way to nip it in the bud would be my hydrating herbal hair tea rinse. I don't know if you have it or not, Sylvia, but the link is below in the comments. But basically in that tea rinse, I have multiple herbs in there. And one of them is green tea, which contains catechins, and catechins are small organic compounds that help to strengthen the follicle and also reduce excessive shedding by keeping your hair in the anagen phase a lot longer. So I would definitely get your hands on a hydrating herbal hair tea rinse. And then also there's peppermint, rosemary in there to stimulate blood flow, support hair growth. There's fenugreek in there as well to soften the hair. So a lot of good little hair nourishing herbs. So that's what I recommend for sure. I will say this too, Sylvia, if you notice that your hair continues to shed, it could be a nutritional deficiency. It could be a lack of iron or a lack of vitamin D in your system. So it could be a number of things, but I would definitely start with the tea first and then check your blood work. Okay. Tamara says, what's the best oil for hair growth? I typically recommend vasodilators. So vasodilators are essential oils, whether oils that, well, not all of them are oils, but anyway, vasodilators are ingredients that help to widen the blood vessel. So a lot of times if you are stressed out, what happens? Your blood vessels will begin to constrict, like right, in your scalp. And basically that means less blood flow will flow to the follicle, which will then lead to a shorter anagen phase, more shedding, less hair growth. But when you use vasodilators, you're opening the blood vessel, allowing more blood, oxygen, and nutrient to get to the follicle to increase that anagen phase so you can see more hair growth. The top, I would say top three. The vasodilators I typically see in hair growth products or oils would be like peppermint, rosemary, and eucalyptus. You can't go wrong with those. Yeah, I look for those. Now, if you are over 40, then I would say go for pumpkin seed oil because it may be a hormonal shift that's going on. And pumpkin seed oil is known for helping to reduce hormonal hair loss. So you got a few options. My nose is running. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Miss Joy. I have medium porosity hair. I've been using Cream of Nature products and they're making my hair dry. Can you recommend moisturizing shampoo and a conditioner? Yes. So I would say try the, I don't know if you have, I always talk about this shampoo, but I would say try the As I Am Long and Luxe shampoo and their conditioner. Those two combined are really good. I'm kind of surprised your hair doesn't like the Cream of Nature. Have you been using the Cream of Nature Argan Oil shampoo and conditioner? That one I do love, but if not, then the As I Am Long and Luxe shampoo and conditioner. Both of those are really good. Can't go wrong with those. All right, what's next? Y'all see how I'm trying to like go through it, right? We're gonna see how long this keeps up. Because normally we don't get to all the questions, but we're gonna try. All right, let's see. Lisa says, I give my ends extra moisture and it's a game changer, more length retention. Absolutely, Lisa. Like, I think one of the biggest things that contributes to length retention and less breakage is literally adding additional moisturizer and sealant to the ends of your hair, because the ends of our hair are the weakest. They're the oldest. They're the first to go, you know? So giving them extra TLC will make a world of difference. But I'm glad you're seeing results, Lisa. Keep doing what you're doing. That is amazing. Okay. Lisa W says, I have breakage in the front, which is growing back slowly, but I wonder why it is growing back real slow. I'll be visiting my dermatologist in 2 weeks. I keep it moisturized. And any suggestions? Yes, Lisa. So depending on your age, once again, hormonals, they be shifting, especially if you're over 45, we tend to lose estrogen, and estrogen can lead to a slower anagen phase, thus slower hair growth, right? So it could be hormonal, it could be age. I don't think there's any damage going on, because you didn't mention any like damage or like damage to the follicles. I don't think that's the issue. It could be it just needs time. Now, what you can do, Lisa, in the meantime, until your dermatologist appointment, is you could do like scalp massages, like focusing in that area, which with, once again, those vasodilators, like getting some sweet almond oil or grapeseed oil and adding like a few drops of peppermint to that oil and just focusing on that area for the next 2 weeks. You can do this at night. A little goes a long way. Don't just pour the oil on your scalp, put on the balls of your fingers and massage like that. I think that'd be really, really helpful. But I would say keep me posted. Like by the time by the time I come back here on YouTube in 2 weeks, hopefully by then you'll have your appointment, because I'm curious to see what your dermatologist discovered, so keep me posted. Keep me posted. Okay, no damage. Okay, perfect. Awesome. That means there's hope. There's hope. All right, let's see. Where were we? What products for a twist? What products for a twist and go on natural hair? So I would say definitely. There's so much I would recommend to you. Oh man. Oh gosh. Fantasia Icy. Oh, what is that called? Coily custard. I think it's like Fantasia Icy Coily custard. It's like in a little purple jar, but that stuff is so good. I would highly recommend that. So what I would do for a twist, and I like how you say twist and go, not wash and go, twist and go. So while your hair is still pretty damp, you want to take that product, like that Fantasia Icy Coily custard, apply that to your hair, and then apply mousse as your second layer, and then twist it up. Once your twists are done, take some sweet almond oil and rub that along the length of the twist to lock in that moisture. That's what I would do. So let me know how that works for you. Fantasia Icy Coiling Custard. Once again, it's like a little purple jar. It's so good. I'm surprised a lot of people don't talk about that product. It's a really, really good product, especially for like braid outs and wash and goes. My daughter has PCOS and she has a very flaky scalp, So my question to you, Miss Deborah, would be the flakes, are they really small? Like little teeny tiny flakes, kind of like white in color, or are they larger and kind of yellow in color? Because if they're small, like just like flaky scalp, it could be dryness. She may need to increase her wash days to once a week. She may need to do some scalp massages with a water-based scalp serum like the Pacifica Scalp Love Serum or Pattern Beauty's scalp serum. It could be dry. It could be dry. Now, I will say this too, because she has PCOS, a lot of women start seeing reversalness of PCOS when they remove processed sugar from their diet and also reduce inflammation in their diet. So I don't know how she eats, but if she can adopt a anti-inflammatory diet, that would also be super helpful for PCOS for sure, especially when it comes to like reducing her sugar intake, because a lot of times a high carb diet can lead to things like PCOS and of course ultimately affecting your scalp and your hair. So it's definitely deeper than just, oh girl, try this product. A lot of times it's like what we're consuming as well. So hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. And also what I would do too, Miss Deborah, let me make sure I find you again. I would do, if she hasn't done, if she has not done a apple cider vinegar rinse, I would also recommend that too, because it could also be the scalp itself is off balance. So there may be like some scalp microbial issues going on, which can also be tied to like the hormones, the body, your diet and whatnot. So in that case, I would do a rinse. I would ask her to do a rinse of like, I would say 2 tablespoons of ACV, apple cider vinegar, to 2 cups of water. And just have her pour that rinse on her scalp. Do this after she washes her hair. The best time to do an ACV rinse is going to be after you wash your hair, because you want that rinse to be on like freshly cleansed scalp. And what that's going to do is it's going to help to reduce any flakiness that's on the scalp. It's going to help to bring the pH of that scalp to a lower level, typically around 5.5. And that's where our scalp thrives. A lot of times, if our scalp is always itchy and very dandruffy and just kind of flaky all the time, that's like a clear sign that the pH of your scalp may be off. Or it could be dryness once again, but I would definitely try the ACV rinse just to see if that helps. And I'm almost guaranteed that would help for sure. So let me know how that works. Keep me posted. Keep me posted. All right, let's see. Next question. Okay, let me go back. Let me go down. Okay, you said you have used the ACV. So you have used the ACV. Okay. Then if that didn't work, then I would go back to my original recommendation, which is weekly wash days and using a scalp serum and possibly changing her diet. The diet, in my opinion, is going to be like the core, like getting to the root of the issue. But the ACV rinse has not worked, then it could be, like I said, just a dry scalp. Or it could be like something tied to inflammation, which once again is tied to her diet. So that's what I would kind of try or check out. You're welcome, Deborah. And then the last resort, I would say, would probably be like, see if you have if you can make an appointment with a trichologist in your area to actually look at her scalp to see if there's anything else going on. But keep me posted. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. Lizzie says, hey, Tanya, how often can you use Blue Magic to oil your scalp? That's a great question. I would say maybe every other day, a few times a week. It depends on your scalp. It depends, because if someone has like an overactive, oily gland scalp, like over sebaceous or overactive sebaceous glands, you're not going to want to use hair grease every day. That's going to be too much for your scalp. But for those with like a really, really dry scalp, you can get away with using it like once every other day. So that's what I would recommend. And if that's too much, then maybe like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I would say. But also keep in mind too, Lizzie, that if you are going to use hair grease, your wash days need to be at least once a week or once every other week max. You don't want to go too long without washing your hair when you're using hair grease. Hydrolyzed soy protein, good or bad, it's in a new conditioner. That's good. So anytime I see hydrolyzed collagen, hydrolyzed soy protein, hydrolyzed keratin, collagen, that's a good sign, because that is a very effective type of protein that's going to penetrate past the cuticle of the hair to help to repair the hair. So if you have that ingredient in a conditioner, I would definitely recommend it, and try it. Try it for sure. That's a really good ingredient. Luana says, I've had my natural hair in twist since Tuesday. How long should you leave twisting without combing your hair between wash days? That's a good question. So it depends. So honestly, you can leave them in for a while, because technically your twists are going to be in that formation. So there's not a lot of tingling going on. But I would say this too, when it's your wash day, expect to see a bit of shedding, like shedded hair, because of the length that you've gone without combing your hair. You know what I'm saying? So because it's in that formation, it's okay. But I will say this too, if you are planning to use a cream-based moisturizer, you may want to unravel them and then apply the moisturizer and detangle. So you can do it that way too. But if you leave your twists in for, like, let's say a week, and then unravel them on your wash day, that's fine too. I would say when you unravel them and you begin to detangle your hair, make sure you're using a pre-poo, whether that's coconut oil or even like the African Pride pre-poo. So you have some type of slippage when you are detangling your hair and getting all that shedded hair out of the hair from what's been built up over that week. So that's what I would do. Tashala says, should I take the pumpkin seed oil supplement in the morning or in the evening? Should the Brimraj oil be used as a pre-poo? Great question. So the Brimraj oil, you want to do that at night as a scalp massaging. So you don't want to rinse that off. You want that to stay on your scalp. I would do that massage maybe 3 times a week, around there. Brimraj oil is one of those oils. It's an Ayurvedic oil that helps to prolong the active hair growth phase. I mentioned that recently in one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was like the second to last one, where I'm talking more about Brimraj oil, in case you guys want to learn more about it. But that's what she's referring to. But that one, sis, I would say do that at night 3 or 4 times a week. Massage it on your scalp and just leave it on. Little goes a long way. And then the other question, the pumpkin seed oil, I would take that in the morning. I would take that one in the morning. Can you use the Brimraj oil as a leave-in on your scalp? Yes, absolutely. So the Brimraj oil, I recommend that on the scalp. So I don't really see that as a sealant. And when I say sealant, I'm meaning like on the length of your hair, right? But then you have these oils that are like designated for the scalp, like the Brimraj oil, for example. That type of oil, you really want to massage that on your scalp. Get that oil to the follicle to prolong that anagen phase. Okay, let's see. Is this helpful so far for you guys? Let me know. And if this is helpful, please be sure to like this video. It's totally free to like a video, guys. So this has been helpful. Thank you for liking. If we can get to 100 likes tonight, that would be amazing. Okay, Trina says, hey Trina. Trina says, can you please detail how much liquid cream and oil / grease you can use on your moisture cycle days, specifically if you have stretched dry hair, you don't want to get wet? That's a great question. So here's the thing. Your hair is stretched, right? So you don't want to like drench it with the liquid or the cream, right? So I would say for the liquid, you kind of want to just spritz the length of your hair. You're not making it wet. You're not making it damp. It's like a nice little mist of that liquid. The cream, depending on the thickness of your hair, because if you have finer hair, you may want to do like, a little dollop or something like that, for each section. But if you have thicker hair, you might want to get away with like a quarter size or a quarter size or a $50. Do they still make $50? They don't make $50, do their little 50-cent coin? I don't think they do, but anyway, like something like that, depending on the density of your hair. So you kind of got to play around with it just a little bit. But the biggest thing is you don't want your hair to be like soaking wet when you are doing the LCO method, when you're moisturizing your hair. Like you don't want to use that much product, but play around with it a little bit. And then I will say this too, sis, is when you do put that moisturizer in your hair, always twist it up, braid it up, you know, like that's what I would highly recommend for sure. Sophie, that helps. All right, I entered that. Camille says, do you detangle your hair when you use the Manuka honey yogurt hydrate repair protein power? Wait, whoa, let me read that again. Do you detangle your hair when you use Manuka honey and yogurt hydrate plus repair protein power? I've never used that before. The one I recommend is the Manuka honey mask, and it's just the hair mask. That is just, you know, you detangle it with the product in the shower when you're deep conditioning. But the yogurt hydrate repair protein power, I'm not familiar with that. But if there's some level of slip to that, you can absolutely detangle with that product for sure. But also on your wash day, make sure that you also detangle before the shampoo touches your hair. You know what I'm saying? So if you can try to have detangled hair prior to getting in the shower, that's going to help you like cut down time tremendously on your wash day. Now, when you do detangle your hair before you shampoo, never do it on dry hair. You want to add either like a oil, coconut oil, babasu oil, some type of pre-poo, something, very much something on the hair when you are detangling it. Because if you try to detangle on like dry hair, you're going to damage the cuticle. The cuticle is the outer protecting layer of the hair. It's the visible layer that we see. And if I take a comb and start combing that, I am literally, in a sense, potentially damaging the cuticle. And when you have a damaged cuticle on a microscopic level, you are, how can I say it? It's almost like, imagine missing pieces of shingles on a roof. So imagine a roof with like missing pieces, like holes on the roof. That's what happens when we damage our cuticle. And the bad thing about that is that our hair won't retain moisture. We can buy the best moisturizer in the world, and the moisturizer will not stay in the hair because it's going to escape through those holes on the roof. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the only thing I would say. I don't even know how I got on that topic, but hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's see. How do you know if your hair needs a protein treatment? Great question, Roxanne. So I'll say this, and all my curl friends, y'all already know, okay? I look at protein as like a preventative method. It's like a shield. I'd rather have it than need it. So because of that, I do lightweight protein treatments once a month, just like a maintenance. It's just hair maintenance. I don't need it, but I'm gonna make sure my hair is strengthened, covered, so I don't really need it. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a maintenance for me. Now, on the flip side, if you've gone a long time without a protein treatment, how do you know if you need a protein treatment, right? The number one sign is frizzy hair. Like hair that just like, oh my gosh, Tanya, my hair is just constantly frizzy. It's just so frizzy. You need a protein treatment. Okay. The second thing is, and I always kind of get flack about this, but when you get in the shower, even before shampooing your hair, and your hair is soaking wet, right? Your hair is wet. Before you shampoo, if your hair feels like overcooked spaghetti, it has like a very like slimy feel to it. And it's kind of like webby sometimes, and just kind of like too soft, too mushy. You need a protein treatment. So that's kind of like one of the telltale signs. And also, if you lose curl definition, like if your curls are limp, like, dang, I can't get no curl definition. What's going on? My curls used to be this way. Now they're like very limp. They ain't got no life to them, no body. You need a protein treatment. So there's that. And speaking of protein, today, I think it's today or tomorrow, I got actually featured in Women's Health magazine. And when they reached out to me, they wanted me to talk about protein treatments and bond treatments and peptides, you know, for our hair. So what I'll do is once that article is posted, I'll repost it here on YouTube so you guys can check it out. How cool is that? Your girl is in Women's Health magazine or whatever. All right, let's see. Next question. Let's see. Hey everyone, is it safe to still use the Eco Styler gel? Heck yeah, I use Eco Styler. I did a whole video on that because a few years ago, Eco Styler gel got a lot of flack on the pH adjuster that they use. I forgot which one it was, but was it trimethyltoluene? I don't know. It was one of them. It might have been that one. But anyway, one of the pH adjusters that they use in their formula, a lot of people were like, this ingredient's so bad, it's so horrible, yada, yada, yada. And people were canceling Eco Styler gel and stop using it. And I had to make a whole video on it just to kind of like bring the truth about this ingredient. And yes, it is a pH adjuster for sure, but it's used in the formula at such a low amount. It's not enough to like damage the hair or damage the body, So long story short, definitely check out that video. If you type in Curly Chemistry Eco Styler gel, you'll see it and you can learn more about that topic. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with Eco Styler gel. Feel free to use it. All right, let's see. Alicia says, how long do I have to do the aloe vera gel mask until I see results with CCCA? How often should I wash my hair with this regimen? So with the aloe vera gel mask, I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong with it. I would do it every wash day until you start seeing results because that aloe vera gel is going to help to reduce that inflammation. Now, what I would also do too is I would look into derma rolling. So if you have like a how can I say, if you have hair loss to the extent where it's like skin, where it's like nothing but skin, like no hair in a sense, you may benefit from derma rolling as well. So you may have to like layer your hair growth treatment plan in a sense. But aloe vera is great for reducing inflammation. It's great for supporting scalp health. But once again, you may need something a little bit more powerful like derma rolling or even red light therapy. I talked about the Iris Store helmet, the red light therapy helmet, and basically what that does is it reactivates dormant hair follicles. So that may be something worth looking into as well. All right, let's see. How often do you use the tea? That's a great question. So I try to use it every wash day, depending on what my hair needs, for example. So if I'm experiencing like a lot of shedding, I'm using my hair tea. But I'm also discovering, and you guys have been discovering too, that it's amazing as a leave-in. So when I do the LCO method, I'll spritz the tea on my hair and then do my cream and then my oil. So I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do. So for moisture, I say use it daily or whenever your moisture cycle is. And then as far as like hair growth and reducing shedding, every wash day. Great question. All right, let's see. Can you post a video that shows how much liquid cream oil grease on stretch hair to avoid? I can. Yep, I can do that. And I've been wanting to do a video showing my moisturizing LCO moisture cycle day routine. So I'll do that. And then you can see how I do like the hair tea on my hair and how much cream I use and how much grease or oil I use. So yes, I'm definitely going to do that video very soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I get back to where I was. What time is it? 7:46. Okay. We still got time. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Pamela says, how many sections do you put your hair in before blow drying? Ooh. I do about 4 to 6 sections for my hair. If I want more of a straighter or smoother result, I'll do maybe like 7 or 8 sections. So the smaller the sections, when I do the repair, the better the results. So if I got time, I'll do like 8 sections, like do. But if I ain't got that much time, we'll do like 4 or 6 sections. All right, let's see. Hello, what could you use for someone taking chemo to help combat some shedding and hair loss? Oh, that's a great question. I'm always kind of hesitant to offer advice in that space. But The one thing I would say is I would be on a really good multivitamin for sure. I would be taking my B vitamins. I would be taking my vitamin D for sure. Definitely vitamin D, because vitamin D not only supports hair growth, but it also reduces inflammation in the body. So I would get on a really good hair vitamin. All of the vitamins I recommend, guys, are in the Amazon store link below. That's the first thing I would do. I would also do scalp massages as well, because when you do scalp massages, not only are you getting that blood flow to the follicle to support hair growth, you're also strengthening the follicle as well to reduce shedding. So that's what I would do. Get on a good multivitamin. Make sure you're getting some good vitamin D with K2 if you can. My favorite one is Dr. Berg. I love the Dr. Berg vitamin D and K2. So that's what I use in scalp massages for sure. And then even when you're like shampooing and conditioning your hair, I would still do, and even, and let me say this too. And I don't know like where you are in chemo, like you have like no hair or you have a little bit of hair left. Either way, I would still doing some level of treatment to your scalp. You may not need a conditioner right now. If you have no hair, you don't need a conditioner, but that shampoo, a good shampoo with some vitamins and biotin, I would definitely do that for sure. A shampoo I recommend pretty often for like hair growth that a lot of my clients pretty much use is either the Bondi Boost, Bondi Boost shampoo, or my friend Atlanta Hair Doctor, her shampoo. You can't go wrong with those. All right, let's see. I answered that one already. When derma rolling to grow your edges, what would be the best oil to use? Ooh, for your edges, I would probably recommend the Creole Essence Rosemary Mint Oil. Creole Essence. That one has castor oil, peppermint, and rosemary oil. So those three, in my opinion, are great for the edges. So that's what I would do. A little goes a long way. Sorry, y'all. So you don't need like a ton of it, just a little bit. Trina says, I purchased a tea tree, rosemary, and peppermint essential oils to put in the sweet almond oil as a carrier. Can you explain how to use it on wash days and on moisture days? Absolutely. So you have sweet almond oil, tea tree, rosemary, peppermint. Perfect. 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 Now, if I were you, how would I use this? I would do this as like an no. I would do this like a nightly scalp massage. Like those type of oils, you want them to be on the scalp. You don't want to rinse those oils off until it's like your wash day. So let's say today's your wash day, you're doing your hair, you're styling your hair. Take that oil and massage your scalp. Massage each, like, because you have 4 quadrants. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your time. Do, 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 do. 3 or 5 minutes, go to bed. And then I would do this every other day. That's what I would do. So on your wash days and on your moisture days. Okay, let's see. Would you something the pattern leave-in is the best for high or low? Oh, what I say, the pattern leave-in is the best for high or low porosity hair. I think Pattern Beauty, I like their products. I don't see any issues with their product. I think it comes down to the formula and if it's compatible with your hair. So I know they have like a lot. I think they do have or is it more so coily? I think, yeah, because their products are more so like the curly line and the coily line. I think that's how they categorize their products. But I would try it. I would try the Pattern Beauty leave-in. Last time I used that product, it does have like a medium viscosity texture. So it's not too thick, not too thin. So I think it could be great for both high and low porosity hair. But if you do use that leave-in, I think the biggest thing you do want to do is follow up with like a sweet almond or an olive oil as your step 2 to lock in that moisture. And then just see how your hair responds to it. And then once again, if you get it at Ulta, does Sephora sell Pattern? I think they do. But anyway, if you get it at Ulta, you can get your money back if you try it and you don't like it. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. All right, let's see. Vitamins I recommend are below in my Amazon storefront. You'll see them there. They will be there. All right, let me go back up, see what I missed. You have Trina says you have mentioned the benefits of hot oil treatment by heating olive oil for high porosity hair. When is that done in the wash day process? After the shampoo and deep conditioner, and before styling? Great question. So I'll say this: a lot of people do it after shampooing, and then you have other people who do it after conditioning. I find that it works best for me after conditioning. That's what I do. But then I know some, people who prefer to do it after shampooing. So I would try both methods and see which one works for you. I just like to do it after, like as my final rinse when I do a hot oil treatment. But I would say this too. Make sure you do rinse the majority of it off depending on the oil that you're using. So you mentioned olive oil. So since olive oil is a bit of a heavier oil, you may want to rinse that off like as much as you can. You're not going to rinse it off completely, but like just enough where it's like weigh your hair down. But I would try it after your deep conditioner and see how your hair responds to it. Can you apply pumpkin seed oil directly to the scalp, or do you need to mix it with something? Great question, Lizzie. Pumpkin seed oil can be directly on the scalp. Absolutely, directly on the scalp. You do not have to mix it. Thoughts on Pantene Pro Vitamin Essence? Pantene Pro Vitamin Essence. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. Pantene Pro V Vitamin Essence. Where is the ingredient? That's what I need to see. Where is the ingredients? And if you, okay, here we go. Water, panthenol, ethyl ester, polyquat 16. So I think it's okay. I mean, I like the fact that it does have B vitamins within it, which are great for like the hair structure or the keratin, the cuticle of the hair. There's nothing in there though, honestly, that like stands out to me like, oh my gosh, yes, outside of the panthenol. But I would try it. I mean, the reviews look okay. The reviews have a 4 rating on Amazon. But if you want to try something good from Pantene, I would try their Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner. The Pantene Pro V Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner is amazing. Like the slip, girl, it's good. Okay. And I know because they actually, I worked with them and I tried out their product and I was like, oh, this is good. And I think I did a video. I did do a video like maybe like 2 years ago, but that the deep conditioner is really good. That I would highly recommend for sure. Okay, let's see. Teslin Morris says, do extracts count as vasodilators? I have rosemary and green tea extract. If so, how to use them? Yeah, they can be. Absolutely. How would you use them? So you have extracts. So are they I'm assuming they're the water-based versions or the water-soluble versions. If that's the case, what I would do is I would create like a scalp mist or a scalp spray. And add the rosemary extract, add the green tea extract, and I'll apply that to your scalp. And you can apply it to your hair as well, for sure. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Now, if you want to like put it together like a real formula, right? Like your preservatives and like some humectants, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some vitamins. Let's consult one-on-one. The link is below. Just saying. But if it's just DIY, you're fine. But I will say this too. You may want to discard it after like a week or two because it's gonna go bad. So, but if you ever want to sell it and you're like, oh my God, you're so good, I want to like put this on a website, I need to like optimize this formula, I would love to connect with you. The link is below. Okay, next question. I'm so silly. I need help. Okay, NA Arna says, can you mix Brinraj oil with Botana oil? If so, what are the measurements? If not, what oils or butters can you mix with Brinraj oil? I use white shea butter because of the sprinkling of grays. Yeah, I mean, so Brinraj and Botana can definitely be mixed together for sure. For the Brinraj, I would probably do It's not an essential oil, so you don't have to be like baby drops with it. But I would do maybe like, now, mind you, I'm gonna do everything in percentages. It's just the chemist brain. I can't do cups and ounces when it comes to ingredients outside of ACV rinses. But I would probably do like maybe 5% Brimraj oil in that formula. And remember, a total formula must equal 100%. So if you calculate it over to grams, like let's say you make 100 grams of this oil, right? 5% Brimraj oil is really 5 grams Brimraj oil. The 95% would be your Botana oil. So you have the 95, the 5, and then you got 100, and that completes your formulation. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Can the I Am double buttercream be used on relaxed hair daily? Maybe, because here's why I say that. The double buttercream is heavy. That's the only thing about it. It's a heavy cream. So using that every day on relaxed hair, it may be too much. So you may want to either like use a little bit of it or switch to a different butter, like something more lightweight, like the Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream, Aussie Moist Miracle Curls Leave-In Conditioner, Curls Blueberry Bliss Leave-In Conditioner. Like it's a leave-in, but it can still be used as a moisturizer. So you may want to like try a different product if the double butter is too much on a daily basis. Thank you guys for liking this video. Thank you, thank you. Lisa says, I do scalp massages. And which oils? Which oil? It depends on what your goal is. Depends on what your goal is. If it's hair growth, you can't go wrong with peppermint, rosemary, eucalyptus, tea tree. If it's just for like dryness, you know, there's always hair grease. There is sweet almond. There's jojoba oil. There's grapeseed oil. So yeah. Roger says, I've developed an allergic reaction to everything that I put on my hair. Is there any all natural ingredients that I can use for shampooing, leave-in conditioner, and moisturizer? Roger, there is a line. I don't know if you tried this or not. You might have, but it's called TheraNeem, THERA, Neem, NEEM, TheraNeem. That's probably the most natural product I can think of. Another option is if you have a Whole Foods store near you, I would go check out this the shampoos, conditioner, leave-ins in that store, because Whole Foods don't play. Whole Foods is like, oh, you got this? Nope, you can't come in our store. Oh, you got, nope, can't. So they're very strict about their lists in their hair products. So I would see, you know, what they got there, what Whole Foods has. And, you know, nowadays, everybody's using everything. You can go online and like look at a review and see if you like that product. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do. All right, before I continue, let me read the room. Is this helpful? Is this helpful to you guys? Put a yes or a 1 in the chat if this has been helpful. Please let me know, because I don't want to keep on yapping. And it's like, girl, what are we talking about? Like, so yeah, just let me know. Yes, 111. Yes, yes. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yay. Okay, we will keep going. We will keep going. All right, let's see. Where was I? Okay, there I go. Okay, Roger was last. Thank you for being here, Roger. We don't have a lot of men on the lives. We just don't. It's a lot of estrogen on this live. So to have some testosterone is great. So thank you for being here, Roger. Thank you so much. All right, Tasha says, what's your opinion on silky repair therapy deep conditioning mask? Let's Google it, sis. Let's see. Let's see. It sounds good. It sounds good. $28. Okay, that's fair. Ooh, I like the packaging. I like the packaging. I like the packaging. Okay, where's the ingredients? Here we go. It look good, girl. Look good. Okay, so we got, Okay, so we got cetyl alcohol as a second ingredient. That's a fatty alcohol. That's giving you the thickness and the creaminess and the richness. So it's giving you a very rich, creamy product. We love that. And then you got benzimonium chloride and dimethicone, my babies. I love that because when you have a cationic conditioner like benzimonium chloride, benzimonium methyl sulfate with a dimethicone, a silicone together, you're getting some slip. You are getting some amazing slip. So I would try this product. The reviews look really good too. Where is it? Where are the reviews? I just saw them. 4.7. That's not bad at all. So long story short, I would check it out, Tasha. 8403. I would definitely check it out for sure. I would check it out for sure. All right, let's see. When derma rolling, when will you see results? That's a hard question because it depends on the hair. It depends on the follicle. It depends on if there's any damage in the hair. It depends on the hormones. It depends on the body. So it's hard to say, oh yeah, girl, within like 3 weeks, you should see results. In some cases, that is the case. In some cases, it may be 2 months, 3 months. So it just depends on your hair. So that's it. And that's the thing about hair growth. Like it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. And that's why consistency is always going to be key. How often should I use the Apogee 2-step protein treatment versus the Apogee 2-minute? Great question. Apogee 2-minute is your lightweight protein treatment. That can be used on a monthly basis. Apogee 2-step is your heavier protein. I typically use this maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. If I'm getting like a color service done, which is never, I don't color my hair, but if I'm getting a silk press, I'll do a protein treatment. So if I'm doing anything major to my hair, I'm doing a 2-step protein treatment. But I would say maybe 3-4 times a year, with the 2-step, but monthly on the 2-minute because it's a lightweight conditioner. You can't go wrong with it. Any tips on how to keep hair healthy while swimming often? I would say definitely applying like an oil or conditioner or the leave-in conditioner or oil to your hair prior to swimming will be very helpful because our hair is like a sponge. It's porous, right? So if you have nothing on your hair and you jump in that water with the chlorine, that chlorine is going to get into your hair and it's going to dry the heck out of your hair. And it can also kind of damage the cuticle a little bit too. But if you have an oil on your hair and like a little like conditioner, like leave-in conditioner, that conditioner is going to soak up into the hair. So the pool water won't really have much to soak into because it's full of the leave-in conditioner. I hope that makes sense. And then you have the oil, which acts as a protecting layer around the cuticle. So that's what I would do. If you swim often, I would definitely do that prior to you get in the water. And then I would also like deep condition your hair at least twice a month, That's what I would do. What protein treatment do you recommend? Typically Apogee, K18, or Olaplex are my go-to. How do I know if my scalp has overactive sebaceous glands? Lenora, if you have overactive sebaceous glands, your scalp is oily all the time. Like it's just so oily. Like you can wash your hair tonight and by Friday, Saturday, your hair, like your scalp just feels really, really oily. That's how you know you have overactive sebaceous glands. Any tips / products recommended for those who texturize every 3 months? So you get texturizers every 3 months. Products I recommend. So I would, Stacey, I would definitely say protein is going to be your, well, not your best friend, but you want to have protein in your regimen. Since you texturize every 3 months, you want to do ideally, I would say an Apogee 2-step treatment before you get your texturizer to make sure your hair is strong and it doesn't become damaged over time. So whether that's Apogee or K18, you want to have some type of protein in your regimen because that texturizer, even though it's not like a full-on relaxer, it does have a bit of those ingredients within it, which does slightly break the disulfide bonds, not as dramatically as a relaxer, but it's still doing some chemical, I don't want to say damage, but it's changing things chemically within the cortex of your hair. So because of that change, your hair will naturally become weaker over time. So once again, as a maintenance package, okay, you want to do protein treatments ideally, especially since you do texturize your hair. All right, let's see. Hi, can I use 100% white petrolatum Vaseline hair grease? Can that be used as a diluter for essential oils intended to be applied to the scalp for hair growth? If so, what ratio? Everyone's asking for formulas tonight. That's fine. If so, what ratio of essential oil drops to fluid ounces of 100% white petrolatum? So yes, you can absolutely add that to like essential oils to a hair grease or a Vaseline. Absolutely. I mean, that's people have been doing that for years. You know, I'll say this: when it comes to essential oils, you want to stay in like the 1% range. Like you don't want to be like, oh yeah, this product got 10% peppermint. You're gonna burn your scalp. You don't want to do that. So anything essential oil, you want to say that real low. Once again, because I come from a chemistry background, I don't really formulate in fluid ounces off the top of my head, but I do in percentages. So that's why I'm saying 1%. So let's say you do, I don't know, let's say you do peppermint, rosemary, tea tree. You can do 1% peppermint, 1% rosemary, maybe 1% tea tree, 0.5% tea tree, and let the rest be the petrolatum. Now, if you want to get kind of funky with it, right, you can do like, let's say, I don't know, 80% petrolatum. No. Yeah, 80 to 90% petrolatum, but then you can put like 10% olive oil in there or 10% sweet almond oil. And what that's going to do is kind of change the texture a little bit. It's going to be very unique. So petrolatum, as you know, like you know the texture of Vaseline. We know that. But imagine if you can soften it up just a little bit so it's more pliable when you apply it to your scalp and more soothing. Just add a little bit, like 5 or 10% of a carrier oil to that petrolatum, and then like 1 of those essential oils. Girl, you got a formula. You got a formula right there, okay? So yeah, that's what I would do. Keep me posted. Let's see. That's what I would do. Roger has been here for a while. Yeah, I've seen him a few times before. All right. What's the major difference you hope to see? And I'm getting towards the bottom. So if I missed your question towards the top, just pop that towards the bottom. I'm going to start getting to the bottom now. Let's see. Isabel64 said, what's the major difference you hope to see when choosing, by the way, a leave-in product meant for high porosity or low porosity hair? Did I answer that right? Or did I read that right? What's the major difference you hope to see when choosing BTW? That means by the way, right? Am I missing is it a different acronym or a different one? I don't understand. I don't understand the question. Help me understand. What's the major difference you hope to see when choosing, by the way, a leave-in product meant for high porosity or low porosity? What's the major difference you hope to see? Okay, I think I get it. Texture would be the biggest difference that I hope to see, especially for a leave-in. Texture. So if you have high porosity hair, let's say I have high porosity hair, I'm looking to see if this product has some richness, some thickness, some creaminess. I'm looking to see if it has any castor oil, any butters in there, any olive oil, like more occlusive ingredients. I'm looking for hair grease. Okay. If I'm low porosity, which the majority of my hair is low porosity, I'm looking for like a gel cream. I'm looking for a cream. I'm not looking for nothing too heavy, but I am looking for that richness as well. But for me, I'm looking at texture. Gel cream for me is where I win when it comes to like moisturizers and leave-ins. Once you wash your hair and use the repair to stretch it, how do you keep it from reverting when you refresh it every day? You know what, Sherry? I think it's because I use a light. You know what? I'll say this too. I think it's because, yeah, I think it's because when I do LCO, I use a light amount of the liquid. The cream I use is just like a regular cream, and I use a hair grease or oil. And I think it's because I always set my hair. I think that's the key. Like, and when I say set my hair, meaning you guys know when I moisturize my hair, I don't just leave it out loosey goosey. I twist it up. I put it in a braid. I can't cornrow to save my life, but I'll put it like in a little plait, a little single braid, and I'm keeping my hair in that formation. And when I do that, it keeps it also in that stretched formation too. So when I go to unravel it the next day or in 2 days, I still have the stretchness going on. So I think the key is, yes, LCO, little bit of liquid sparingly, just a mist. But once again, I braid and I twist and I keep it in that stretch state. So I think that's the key. I think that's the key. Will the Pantene Protein Rescue Deep Conditioner work on 4C hair? Absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. All right, let's see. What's your thoughts on the Amla product line? I'm not familiar with that one. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Hair care for textured hair. Okay. Let's look at their, I don't know, they got a hair growth serum here. I want to find like a conditioner so I can like look at the, I like the website. The website looks very professional. Okay, here goes the shampoo. Let's look at the shampoo, because the shampoo really kind of tells you a lot. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Let me hold my judgment let me look before I say what I'm going to say. Okay, maybe it's a mistake. Let's look at another product. All right, let's look at another product. I don't know. Let's look at the curl cream. I don't know. And here's why I'm saying this. I can't really tell you my thoughts on it because they don't really have the full ingredient list, like on their shampoo. I can't say because they're only listing the marketing ingredients, which is such a pain in the butt for me. So I can't tell you. I can't tell you because they don't have all their ingredients on their website. Now the conditioner did look good for sure, but the fact that they didn't show the full ingredients on their shampoo, it makes me feel sketchy because I'm like, are you showing all the ingredients on the other products? So sorry, sis, I can't even tell you because they don't even have all the ingredients on their product. So I can't say, but it looked good. It looked good. I think it's worth looking into. Okay, thoughts on Nutrius hair follicle therapy? Okay, let's see. Let's check them out. Do they have the ingredients on their website? Let's see. Follicle therapy. They have the key ingredients. Where's the full ingredients? What's going on? I don't understand. This might be the ingredient list though. Water, witch hazel, menthol, aloe vera, camphor, peppermint. Where's their, but they don't have a preservative. So that makes me nervous. So I don't want to get on my soapbox tonight. I don't want to do it. But for those who know or don't know, I have such a pet peeve when like hair care brands don't share their full ingredient list. Like they'll share the key ingredients, but they don't share the full thing. And that bothers me because I'm like, why? What are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's anyway. We're not gonna get on the soapbox tonight. But from what they showed in that hair follicle therapy, it looked good, but I don't see the preservative. So that makes me nervous because either they're not showcasing the entire ingredient list, or the product doesn't have a preservative, which makes me nervous because I'm like, okay, how safe is this product? So if I were you and you wanted to try it, I would reach out to them and I would ask them like, hey, can you share the full ingredient list of this product? And then I would also ask them as a follow-up, do you guys have a preservative in this formula? And if so, which one is it? Like what are you guys using? That's what I would do. Because right now, their ingredient list for that product, they're not showing a preservative. So that's what I would do. And you can reach out. And you guys have power. You guys have so much power. Like just ask, hey, I see that you only have you're only sharing 3 of your key ingredients. Can you display the full ingredient? Can you email that to me? But most people don't know to ask that. Most people will be like, oh, it has honey and biotin and dandelion flowers and roses. And they think, oh, that's the product. No, they're just sharing the marketing. You want to see the whole entire thing, and you have the power to ask that. Okay. We're not getting on the soapbox tonight. It's very tempting though, but I won't do it. Okay, let's see. Why is it that we cannot leave conditioner on our head if they have the same ingredients as leave-in conditioner? That's a great question. So it depends on the formula. So if a brand created a conditioner that may have like a little bit of protein in there or some active ingredients in there that are best rinsed off, then they're going to tell you rinse this conditioner off, or they could have some cationic ingredients, some conditioning agents that can lead to buildup on the follicle if you don't rinse it off. So once again, it depends on the formulation. Leave-in conditioners tend to have less of those buildup-y ingredients, so you can leave it on your hair and whatnot throughout the week. So it just depends on the formulation. And that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I heard that if you sweat on your scalp, your hair grows faster. What do you think about this statement? No, I don't think there's anything that proves that. I haven't seen anything, science-wise or research-wise that backs that up. What does help your hair grow faster is an increased anagen phase, blood flow, blood circulation. That absolutely helps to increase your hair growth phase. Sweat, on the other side, can clog the follicles, so it can kind of do the opposite. So, yeah. What are the benefits of Moringa oil for relaxed hair or the scalp? So Moringa oil, I mean, that can be good as a sealant. That can be also good for nourishing the follicles, nourishing the scalp. I want to say there's some omega-3s in there, I think. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. Moringa oil benefits the scalp and hair growth due to its omega-3 fatty acids. So yeah, so it does help to reduce inflammation, nourish the follicle, and support hair growth. Now it does it in a way where it's not directly affecting hair growth, it indirectly affects hair growth. So rosemary and peppermint directly affects hair growth. Moringa oil indirectly affects hair growth by supporting a healthy scalp, which will then lead to stronger hair growth. So yeah, so great as a sealant, great as a scalp massager, or a great massaging oil. Okay, let's see. Annette says, good evening. I'm just coming in and I do not know what I missed, but I would like to know what would I use for very dry, crunchy hair when I cut my hair and it grows back. Okay. When I cut my hair, it grows back. It grows back the same. So crunchy, very dry hair. So Annette, my question to you would be, what's your regimen? Like, what is your hair care regimen? What do you do on a weekly basis? What do you do on a daily basis? Because a lot of times it's the weekly and the daily that determines how our hair feels. So we're not doing anything or using the right products on a daily basis, a weekly basis, our hair will be very brittle, dry, and crunchy. Now, it could be where you're doing all the things, but now it's more of an internal issue, then that's a different story. But as far as products go, if you have thick hair, I've been loving the Apogee Shea Pro leave-in conditioner with the Dew Grow Extra Light Hair Grease. That is amazing. I would do the LCO. Your L could be water or a liquid leave-in conditioner, or my tea rinse followed with the Apogee Shea Pro leave-in conditioner, and then the Dew Grow Extra Light Hair Grease. That combination alone is amazing. 2-strand twist your hair, let it sit overnight. The next night or the next morning, you can unravel it. You'll have a style and you'll have moisturized hair. You want to do this technique at least either once a day or once every other day. So if you find that, oh, my hair still feels good the next day, but the next day you need to do it, then that means you have a 2-day moisture cycle. So you want to redo this every 2 days. And that alone will help tremendously with softening the hair, making it more manageable, and you will see less breakage and more length retention. So that's what I recommend. And then also a net deep conditioning would be ideal. A little TLC you can add to your deep conditioner is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Make sure it's green. Don't get the yellow. Don't get the yellow olive oil. Make sure it's the nice dark green olive oil. 2 tablespoons and like a deep conditioner or a conditioner. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, let's see. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 8:23. Okay, let's do a few more questions and then we will hop off. I see a lot of you guys talking to each other. I love that. I love the camaraderie. I love the community here that's happening. We love that. All right, let's see. Anon says, I have fine hair with medium length traditional locks. Medium length traditional locks. Okay. As they grow out, I notice my hair, my something thinner locks. Oh, there are thinner locks along the perimeter of my hairline that rests on my hair. Any advice or products? Oh boy. So it could be that, and once again, I don't know how old you are, but what happens over time is, and I don't know if based off your name, I can't tell if you are a male or a female, but let's assume you are a female. As our hormones shift as we get older, our follicles can shrink, and which can lead to a lack of blood flow in that area, leading to weaker and thinner hair around the edges, around the perimeter of our hair. So one of the reasons why you may be seeing a lack of thickness as your locks are growing in and becoming more thinner is because you're experiencing either, like I said, shrinkage in that follicle area, or it could be too much, like too much pressure, too much weight on the follicle as well. So it's tricky because I had a client who wore locks all her life, but I think once she got to over like 45 or 50, she had to like cut her hair because it was too much weight on her scalp and her hair was like falling out. So hopefully that's not the case for you, but it could be just too much weight. Could be too much weight. It could be something going on with the follicle for sure. It doesn't hurt to do scalp massages to help to strengthen that follicle, to get more blood flow to that area. I would definitely get on some hair growth vitamins if you're not already, to support hair growth or thickness, increasing the density of your locks from the inside out. But yeah, that's what I would do. And if you spritz your hair, aloe vera juice is amazing for locks, for the scalp, for all hair types, in my opinion, as well. So you may see some growth with that too. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Should Botana be in butter or oil form? It can be in both. So if you get the butter form or the thicker form of Botana, that's going to be great as a pre-poo, because the thicker form of Botana oil, which I want to say is like the purest form, has a high amount of lauric acid, which is the same thing that's in coconut oil. And lauric acid, or oils or butters rich in lauric acid, are great for pre-poos. But if you have the fractionated version where they slightly modify it and now it's the oil form, that's going to be great for sealing, locking in moisture. So if you have Botana butter, like the thicker version, pre-poo, Botana oil, a sealant. That's how I would do it. Or even a scalp massage with the Botana oil version. My hair doesn't absorb moisture well from shampoo to deep conditioner. It still feels dry. So you do a shampoo and a deep conditioner, and it still feels dry. Two things come to mind. Well, yeah, two things come to mind. Number one, it could be the product. It could be you need to just swap out for a different shampoo or a different deep conditioner that has more hydration, more moisture. Right now, the most moisturizing shampoo that I have that I love is the As I Am Long and Luxe shampoo. Deep conditioner. I like the TGIN, makes a really good deep conditioner. There's another one I like called Eva, EVANYC deep conditioner. It's at Ulta. It's like a little pink jar. That one's really good. Very rich, thick formula, but very, very softening and nourishing to the hair. So it could be try a different shampoo and conditioner, or it could be you need a protein treatment. Because sometimes if you've done all the things moisture wise and your hair still feels kind of brittle, it could be you just need like a little protein treatment. So I would try either of those options to see if that works. Oribe products. I haven't tried those products, but the line is amazing. I think they have some great ingredients in there. Hey Tanya, you inspired me to become a cosmetic chemist currently in school now, but considering PharmD, what does a day in the life as a chemist look like for you? Oh, that's such a good question. I'm so excited for you. Have we talked before? I feel like have we talked via email or DM? I don't remember. But super excited for you. So great question. So day in the life as a cosmetic chemist looks so different now than what it did 2 years ago. So prior to, well, 2 years ago, I was in the lab. So I worked for a contract manufacturing company. We did hair care, we did skin care, we did makeup. And then I also used to work for Burt's Bees, the lip balm company. So a day in the life looks like, well, number one, in that space, marketing, like the marketing department pretty much runs the shots. Okay. Like they tell you, hey, we want to create XYZ product. We wanted to have these type of performance ingredients. We wanted to do this, 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 this. So as a chemist, I'm doing research. So I'm on different websites. I'm on UL Prospector, for example. I'm on happy.com, for example. I'm on Sephora. I'm on Ulta. I'm looking at what's in the market. I'm looking at what's trending. I'm looking at new ingredients. I'm looking at, supplier data. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big part of research when it comes to developing a new product, right? Now, mind you, this is when I was in the lab. After I'm doing research, my favorite part is being in the lab. So in the lab, that's where you have a smorgasbord of ingredients. Now, in some cases, if there's an ingredient that you want to try that you don't have, you reach out to your supplier, ask them to send you a sample so you can work with that ingredient. But you're in the lab and you're doing formulations, you're doing multiple trials. I mean, like trial after trial after trial. So there has to be a level of perseverance, and then once you come up with something that's like, okay, this is really good, it's close to what marketing is looking for, you send them or you give them a sample and they give you your feedback. Like, oh, make this thicker, change this color, too much gloss, too much softness, needs to be thinner, whatever. And then you go back to the lab and you make changes. So it's a lot of trial and error as a chemist. There's some travel involved, like there's Suppliers Day in New York City, which happens twice a year. There's like different technical conferences. I would definitely get plugged in with the Society of Cosmetic Chemists. It's an amazing society. And we have different chapters. Like I'm in the Carolina chapter because I'm based here in North Carolina, but depending on your region, there should be a chapter in your area. They have different meetups and workshops and whatnot. So there's a lot of travel here and there involved, and times to like network and whatnot. What else I would say? Yeah, a lot of emails too. A lot of emails in a day in life as a cosmetic chemist. A lot of meetings where you're presenting the formula. You're talking about where you are in the stage of the formula. And then once the formula gets approved, girl, once it gets approved, then you work with your I forgot what we called them. There was a certain name that we had for them, but your not engineer, product engineer. I forgot. But anyway, there's the person that helps to bring that small scale formula to the large scale. So that's when you start working with the manufacturer and they start actually developing it and making it, because what I do with my little, flask and my little, cup, or not cup, but like I can't remember the names, but the little Erlenmeyer flask, for example, will be different versus on a bigger scale. But it's their job to figure out the calculations and how fast the mixing speed needs to be. It's just it's so interesting, but that's like the engineering piece of it. Product engineering, I forgot what we called them. But anyway, long story short, they go to manufacturing. I'm telling you the whole thing. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get back to your questions, but I'm clearly in the vein right now. When it comes to starter production, so your product that you developed in the lab is now at the manufacturing facility. You are there on day one because technically you are the expert because you made this product. So you have to be there to make sure that it turns out the way it's supposed to turn out, right? Typically, that can be 2 or 3 days, sometimes longer, depending on the product. And then it goes through filling, it goes through the labeling. And the next thing you know, girl, you look up and you walk in Target and your product is right there. Okay. And it's like one of the best feelings when you're like, yo, I worked on this 6 months ago and now it's in Walmart. Now it's in CVS. Now it's in Target. I'm in the airport and voila, my product is there. So it's very rewarding. It's very exciting. Long story short, get connected with SCC, Society of Cosmetic Chemists. Any questions? Let me know. But that's a day in the life. Now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I left the lab. I ain't in the lab no more. I'm here. So now this looks a little bit more different. Now I'm focusing more on consulting and teaching, helping women and men start hair care lines because a lot of us don't have access to a chemist. So here I come to help people get the resources, the information, what a formula should look like, and give them what they need to bring their vision to pass or their vision to fruition. So now looks different than before. Ooh, girl, that was a lot. But hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for the beaker. Thank you. Okay, let's go. But hopefully that helps. Okay, let's do like 4 more questions and then we will hop off. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find a question that I haven't asked or answered tonight. Let's see. Okay. Vanessa says, I'm a senior with gray hair. My hair is growing, but my crowning is thinning. I use all As I Am products. Is there anything you recommend? Hi, Vanessa. Yes. So I don't know if you were on here earlier, but I would say definitely look into Bondi Boost, Bondi Boost shampoo and conditioner, or the Atlanta Hair Doctor shampoo and conditioner. Those 2 lines, you can't go wrong. I would probably start with the Bondi Boost first, because that one you can get that at Ulta. If you don't like it, you can return it. But I would give that one like some time as well. But between those 2, I recommend that. Of course, scalp massages to help support hair growth. So yeah. Good afternoon. I have dandruff. When I oil my scalp, it itches worse. What do you recommend? I wear braids to grow back my 4C hair and braid it. Okay. So you have dandruff. So a lot of times oil will not be the solution when it comes to dandruff. The only oil I recommend on dandruff is tea tree oil. Now, what I would do is add a few drops of the tea tree oil in your shampoo. You can definitely do that. ACV rinses are amazing for dandruff as well, but the oil, I wouldn't do it. I would not do that. But definitely tea tree oil, and also aloe vera helps tremendously for dandruff, but definitely ACV and tea tree would be like my top 2 solutions for dandruff. Great question. Okay, let's see. You're literally the best. Thank you so much, Tanya. I would love to connect with you again. I truly appreciate the detailed breakdown. You're welcome. You're so welcome. I know it's like a lot because I do miss it. I do miss being in the lab, but you know, I also love being here too. But hopefully that was super helpful. And like I said, any questions, just let me know. If I can support you in any way, let me know. Because that's how I got in here in this field, by networking. Like I legit was on LinkedIn networking and it landed my first job. So glad I can help. Can you give a couple brand examples of the green extra virgin olive oil you mentioned earlier? Yes. If you have a Trader Joe's near you, their extra virgin olive oil is amazing. That's the one that I use. But that one's good. The other one you can find anywhere at the store. I forgot their name. I think it starts with an L. Let me see if I can find it really quick. No, yeah, that one's good too. Pompian, that one's good. And then there's another one. If I can find it really quick. If I can't find it, then definitely the Trader Joe's one is really good, or the Pompian extra virgin olive oil. That one's really good. All right, let's see. I cut my split ends. 2 days later, they are splitting again. What kind of issue could cause this? Ginger, it could be dry hair. It could be that your ends are just really dry. It could be a lack of protein as well. So I would say, when's the last time you had a protein treatment? So it could be that. How often do you moisturize your hair? It could be that. When you comb and brush your hair, are you being gentle? Are you kind of rushing through it? So I would say between those three things. So I would kind of like look at those three options and kind of figure out like which one could it be. Like, oh, I haven't had a protein treatment like a month, or oh, I haven't really been moisturizing my hair and sealing like I'm supposed to, or oh, I did kind of like go crazy with that brush recently. So it could be one of those three. All right, let's see. Anything I missed? Anything I missed? And now's your time to put it in the chat if I missed your question. And then we'll get to it. What can I use on salt and pepper hair to make a sleek ponytail? A sleek ponytail? Well, does it matter if the hair is wet or not? Because here's what I would do. I would get in the shower. Well, no. You don't have to get in the shower. You can just use like a, never mind. You don't have to get in, I have to get in the shower because my hair be like, so you may not have to do that, but make sure you get like a good spray bottle with water and just spritz really, 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 really good in that area. And then I would take like a gel. The one I really like for like sleek ponytails is the Aunt Jackie's Curl Elongating Hair Gel. That one is so good. And then around the perimeter, I'll take a little bit of edge control and like brush that in too. So water, Aunt Jackie's curl elongating hair gel, a little bit of edge control, brush that back. Use a soft brush, not a hard one. A soft 4 bristle brush would be ideal. And then take like a edge control scarf, or just any, not edge control, like an edge scarf or a regular scarf to slick it down. So lay the scarf over the ponytail. That's what I would do. Leave that on maybe like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And then by the time you unravel that scarf, your hair is going to be like super slick. That's what I would do. Okay, let's see. My question was about nighttime routines for someone who's mainly a wash and go wearer. Yeah, so nighttime routines, I mean, I would definitely, if you don't mind spritzing your hair in the mid-afternoon, like your moisturizing part of your hair doesn't have to be at night. It can be in the afternoon. But I would spritz your hair, put some oil on it, and then when it's time to go to bed, if your hair still feels pretty good, you don't have to put any product on it, maybe like a little bit of oil, if that, and then I would just pineapple it or put it in like 2 pigtails with like bands around it, around the length of the wash and go, so that when you unravel it the next day, you have an elongated wash and go. So that's what I would do to go to bed. Like the past few times I've had a wash and go, I'll spritz my hair. I may even add some mousse to it if I feel like it's getting a little bit too limp. I'll add a little bit of oil on the length of it, and I'll either pineapple it with a scarf, or I'll do it pink, like the two pink tails like this, but put like bands, like silk ties or satin ties along the length of it. And that'll help with like I said, reducing shrinkage in your wash and go. But that's what I would do. Thoughts on caramel organics, herbal oil. Let's see if I can find this really quick. Let's see. Herbal oil mix. It's on Amazon. It has 4.1 ratings. Oh wow, it has a lot of. It has a lot of herbs in here. You got amla, shikakai, bringraj, fenugreek, rosemary. A lot of oil. So if you're into like the DIY space of like oils and Ayurvedic herbs, I think it's a good option. It is a lot of herbs, but of course, with anything, you got to be consistent with it. But the reviews look okay. I don't see any like it's not like an overall 5-star review product, but based off of what they have in the ingredient list, it does look pretty good. So I think it's worth checking out. I think it's worth checking out. Would you join Sephora Squad? What's Sephora Squad? What do you mean? What's the Sephora Squad, Lanaya? Let me know. Let me know, because I go there a little bit too often. I go there a little too often. All right, let's see. What is this? Herbal hair mask combo on Amazon. 4.6 ratings. That looks good. Bringraj, hibiscus, shikakai, amla. It's just herbal powder. Okay. Like I said, like there's nothing wrong with these Ayurvedic herbs. A lot of them are known for supporting hair growth. So I think it's worth checking out. The quality looks like it's there because it has a good rating on that page. So yeah, I think it's worth checking out. Where to find real botana oil? The ones I recommend are on my Amazon storefront. The link is below. Once you go there, you'll see a like a little section that says botana oil, and you'll see the ones that I recommend. Could you do more videos on relaxed texturized hair? I could, but all the videos I've done like in the past were me when I was relaxed. So all that information is still up there. So if you go back to like, a few years ago, you'll see like me in my relaxed state talking about how to have healthy, relaxed hair. So all of that is there. I've never deleted those videos, so they're still there. They're still there. For gardeners who grow no pesticides, are there ways we can share our excess produce in the hair industry? That's a good question. I would connect with like your local businesses in your area. I don't know if that's, how you would do that, but I would say like, I would try to find like, or if you want to maybe do like a Facebook page, like that can be your business, like have a Facebook page where you're marketing the different herbs and things that you grow, or if there's any like local community websites in your town or your area, you can market what you have, that's what I would do. And if there's any like festivals or like vendor markets in your area of people who are selling like handmade goods and like skincare and hair care, have a card ready and go to each of those vendors and say, hey, my name is such and such, I'm a such and such gardener. I sell da 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 da, I see that you have XYZ in your product, like market yourself to these small businesses. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Okay, let's see. Is it okay to use aloe vera gel on your hair before washing it after you had a silk press? Yes, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. What's your opinion on pattern products for type 4 hair? Mousse, my hair is feeling hard and dry. Help. So I've seen a lot of women who do use pattern products on their type 4 hair. Like I have type 4 hair. I like their leave-in. Do I use it still? No, I don't, but their products still worked fine on my hair. I think I'm just a product junkie too. But I think they are worth using, especially for type 4 hair. I think it really just comes down to your hair, because you can have two people who have type 4 hair. One will see Pattern Beauty as a holy grail product. I love it. The other person may be like, nah, this ain't it. So the best way to see is to check it out. But as far as the ingredients go, they have some really good ingredients in their formulation. So I still recommend that line. You just got to try it out. Just got to try it out. If you ever join a Sephora squad, would definitely write a recommendation for you. Okay, I have to check out the Sephora squad. I have to check it out. How to do a hot oil treatment. Any oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, warm it up just a little bit. Apply it to your hair after conditioning or before shampooing. Make sure you rinse it off. Are the Arnica deep conditioners good for natural hair? Arnica is a good line. That's a really good line. I've seen a lot of good reviews on their leave-in conditioner. They're if that's the right one I'm thinking of. The Soul Food deep conditioner, that one's really good. That one's really good. My natural hair is damaged from bleaching my hair with bleach in volume 40 every 2 months. What can I do to restore my hair growth? Number one, put down the bleach, girl. I would not touch it. I would not touch it for a while. You are going to want to do either a K18. Yeah, I would probably say K18 leave-in repair mask. I would do that for the next 2 or 3 months. That's what I would do. Because I think with that product, you can use that within like a month span. Some people use it weekly. But K18 I would do. I would definitely keep your hair moisturized, low maintenance. Like really just give your hair a rest. Headband wigs, like put it away for a while. You know what I'm saying? But not so much where you don't have access to it. Like you want to be able to touch your scalp and your hair. But protein would be the first thing I would do. Absolutely. And give your hair a rest. Do you know why my hair is still crunchy after spraying aloe vera and oiling my scalp? Your hair is crunchy after spraying aloe vera and oiling your scalp. Is the aloe vera going on your hair too, or just your scalp? If you're doing aloe vera on your hair and not oiling or sealing in that moisture, that could be a part of the crunchiness, because every water-based product, whether it's a spray or a cream, needs some type of sealant to lock in that moisture. So it could be that, or you may just need like a cream. You may need to do the LCO method, like aloe vera as the liquid, a cream, and then an oil on the length of your hair. When do you use Olaplex 9 in your routine, during your moisturizing routine, or before blowout? Olaplex 9. Hold on, let me Google this one. Oh, the hair serum. Yeah. So I don't use this, but I've tried it before. It's like a nice leave-in conditioner. And it's also like a heat protectant as well. So that would be after you get out the shower. So after shampoo, after conditioner, when you're out the shower, hair is freshly washed and conditioned, then you use that product. Okay, let's see. For us seniors, sorry, I got distracted. For us seniors who are graying, you stated to use products from Bondi Boost or ATO Hair Doctor. Yes. You're welcome. Jenny says, how can you make low porosity hair retain the utmost moisture? I feel like 4C hair dries out so quickly, regardless of what I do. So low porosity hair retain the utmost moisture. I feel like 4C hair dries out. My 4C hair dries out so quickly, regardless of what I do. So I would say this. Well, Jenny, maybe you can tell me, because there's not like a lot of questions left over. So Jenny, if you're still in here, do you do LCO? Like, what's like your moisturizing routine currently? What do you do, Jenny? Let me know. And then, how often do you do it? Because you have low porosity hair, you don't want anything too heavy, but you may thrive off of gel creams for sure. So either the technique is off, the products are off, or the frequency is off. It's one of those three. One of those three. And I don't think she's replying back, so I'm going to assume. Okay. So here's what I would do, Jenny, for the utmost moisture. Definitely LCO. I would do a liquid leave-in conditioner. I would do maybe like Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner, followed by Apogee Shea Pro Leave-In Conditioner, followed by Sweet Almond Oil or Do Grow Extra Light Hair Grease. That combination is amazing. I wash weekly, every few weeks, protein treatment for ACV. I also twist every 1-2 days with a curly cream. Okay, so when you do your twist every 1 or 2 days, do LCO. So do a liquid, once again, that Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner, a cream. I would try the Apogee Shea Pro Leave-In Conditioner. And then if your hair is like a little bit on the thicker 4C side of low porosity, you can probably get away with a Do Grow Extra Light Hair Grease. That combination is what I would do. That's what I would do. If the hair grease is too heavy, it shouldn't be though, because it's the extra light version, you can do Sweet Almond Oil. That's what I would do. I use gel and mousse for my wash and go. And the aloe vera is what I spray every day as a refresh, is what I mean. And at the end of the day, it's still dry and crunchy. Okay, I use gel and mousse for my wash and go. Okay. And the aloe vera juice is what I spray every day as a refresh, is what I mean. Okay. At the end of the day, it's still dry and crunchy. In addition, my scalp is oiled. Wash and go. So you're doing a wash and go. Okay. So the aloe vera is just not enough. It's not enough. So because you do wash and goes, you are going to want to use, okay. So for your refresh, I would do and I feel like I'm saying this product a lot tonight. I would do the Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner as your refresher, and then I would follow up with the Sweet Almond. And honestly, you could probably still do the aloe vera juice, but you just may be missing a sealant, because I haven't seen anything about you using a sealant. I see the oil on the scalp, but you didn't mention anything about aloe vera juice followed by an oil. Unless you missed that and I didn't see that, or you didn't add that, but you got to have a sealant. You got to have a sealant. That's like me washing my body. That's like me taking a shower and not putting any lotion on afterwards, or not putting any oil on afterwards. I'm going to be ashy. I'm clean, but my skin going to be kind of dry, right? So it's the same thing for our hair as well. So I would try that. I would try the aloe vera with Sweet Almond Oil as a sealant every time you refresh your curls. If that combination has not been working, then I would do the Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner as your refresher, followed by Sweet Almond Oil. Now, this is only for your wash and go. When you are having your hair in like a braid out or a twist out or a bun, then you can do LCO. You don't want to do LCO with the wash and go, because the cream a lot of times will mess up the wash and go and the curls and all that, you know? So yeah, so hopefully that helps. You're welcome. Mom's still standing. What's your question? Tashala said, do you recommend any specific brand for coloring hair? I don't know, girl. I don't have experience with color. I don't color my hair, so I can't say. But if anyone on here can recommend any color brand or brands for coloring your hair that you love and recommend, please help our sister out. Put them in the chat, please. Good quality thermal heat protectant. I love L'Adore Wonder Oil or Fantasia Icy Heat Protectant. You cannot go wrong with those two. There's too much natural hair lines now. It's overwhelming. It can be. It can be. Followed by a cream. She has a liquid and a sealant. You're welcome, Tara. Olaplex has a good line for colored hair. Okay. Tashala, did you mean like a brand for coloring the hair, like actual hair dye? Is that what you're referring to? Christine, 1962 full. The same Fantasia IC protectant or Lador, Wonder Oil, Lador. What about onion oil for hair growth? I mean, apparently people see results with it. I haven't tried it. I have not tried it. But apparently the science is that it helps to, prolong that anagen phase. If you can get past the smell, I would try it. I would try it. But be careful though, because I actually had a client recently who said that she has like a lot of scalp irritation, like crazy itchiness using onion oil. So do a patch test like in the back of your scalp first, see how your scalp responds to it before putting it on the rest of your scalp. You're welcome, Sheila. You're welcome. Okay, Mom Still Standing says, I asked about sponges and twist combs. Not going for growth as I love my short hair, but Connor bed about damage and dryness. Girl, I can't read it. I was asking. Sponges, and twists. You have to redo that one for me. You're welcome, Vanessa. My pleasure. Oil massage or water serum for braids under sewing? Good question. If your scalp is dry, water serum. Or water-based serums. If your scalp isn't dry, but you still want to have like hair growth, I would say oil massage. Is it true that some products sold in stores change some ingredients from the original formula? Oh yeah, it happens a lot. It depends. Like it could be like, hey, we want to cut costs. We want to take this ingredient out, or we want to keep this ingredient in, but just do 2% less. So, and then they do that. Or it can be a company bought another company and they want to change the suppliers. And sometimes if you change the suppliers of an ingredient, the quality of that ingredient may change as well. So it happens. It happens. It happens. Does a slick bald spot always mean that hair won't grow back? I don't know. I'm very optimistic. I believe that hair can grow. Like there's always hope. It just depends on, what you're doing internally and externally to grow that hair back. But I think there's hope, sis. I do. We had someone earlier talk about CCCA and I was recommending derma rolling and red light therapy. Thoughts on sacred edge drops? I did a short video. The science is there. They're using some really great peptides to support hair growth, prolong that anagen phase. That's what it really comes down to. So yeah, I mean, I think they're worth it. I think if you don't mind investing in that, I think it's worth it. But you may want to keep in mind that you have to use a little bit. One of the complaints that I see a lot of people making is that it runs out so fast. So if you are going to use it, little baby bits, little goes a long way is what I would recommend. Are the Emika deep conditioners good for natural hair? Yes, those are great. Those are fine. Dry scalp, oily scalp at the same time. Ooh, that's kind of wild. I don't know. Dry scalp and oily scalp. Usually it's either one or the other. Sponges and twist combs for short hair, not going for length, just trying to curl tail damage and dryness. I don't have any recommendations for sponges and twist combs, unfortunately. I do not. But what I would do is, and I always say, like, if there's something I don't know, the girlies and the guys on YouTube will not steer you wrong, So based off of the length of your hair, I would just Google that or YouTube that and see what people are using. So you can actually see the results and see how they're using the product. That's what I would recommend. How to get rid of fairy knots and why do I always get them? Wash and goes for me lead to fairy knots. So I love a good wash and go, but I can't do them very often because I will get fairy knots. So a lot of times it's based off your style. It could be dryness. Dryness can make the hair kind of tingle amongst each other. So it could be either your styles or a lack of moisture in the hair or a lack of detangling. So if you don't comb your hair very often or like thoroughly detangle it often, that can lead to fairy knots. Can't seem to get my breakage under control. I moisturize daily with aloe juice and water. Midnight Mender, Amica, and seal with shea butter and oils. Just starting using sacred protein treatment. Breakage under control. So after using the sacred protein treatment, you may see some improvement, but you say you moisturize daily with aloe vera juice and water. That's great, but you need a cream. You might need a cream in there. I see you mentioned the Midnight Mender, which sounds like a protein treatment. So I don't know. You might be protein overload just a little bit since you're already using that Midnight Mender by Amica. You may just need to focus more on moisture. That's what I would do. Good night, Pamela. I'm about to get off here too in a few minutes. Yeah, I hope the sacred can help as well. Let me know how that turns out with the sacred. Yes, Marcia. Thursday nights are my time, but I alternate. So this week is YouTube. Next week will be Instagram at 7 p.m. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Botana oil, the one I recommend is in my Amazon storefront. The link is below. I think it's a great sealant for locking in moisture. All right, that's the last question. It has been two hours. Okay, well, hopefully this has been really good. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We had a great conversation, a really, really great conversation. If you just hopped in, I'm going to say this live, so you can definitely watch the replay for sure. And I know, like Shawnee, like we're still here, but we're wrapping up. I can't do anymore because I feel like I'm gonna keep going. But hopefully you guys found this helpful. Once again, next week we will be back on Instagram, right? Yeah, Instagram next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the following week we'll be back here on YouTube. So hope you guys enjoyed this live. It sounds like you have loved and enjoyed this live. If you have not liked this video, please like this video before you head off. Thank you for being here. I love you. Someone said, no, when I just got here. We just talked about sacred edge drops. We just talked about them. They're good, but a little goes a long way. And if you don't mind investing in it, go for it. That's my recommendation. And check out my hi goodbye. Go to my Instagram page at curly.chemistry. I did a review on the sacred edge drops. You have to scroll down a little bit, but you'll see them. And I talk more about the science there. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. I love you so much. I love you so much. I feel bad. Okay, wait. Let's answer Marsha's question and then I'm going to head out. Marsha, you have the last question because hi goodbye literally just came in here and I just answered their question. So I want to be fair. Marsha, what product line do you recommend for type 4 short hair? Currently doing wash and goes because I did the big chop again. Congrats on the big chop again. Okay. So, the product line, honestly, like you can't go wrong with curls, curls, curls. You can't go wrong with As I Am. You can't go wrong with TGIN. You can't go wrong with the Cream of Nature Argan Oil line for your wash and goes. I like the Rezo Curls Defining Gel. That's a great gel for wash and goes. I also like the Curlsmith Silk Hydro Silk Jelly for wash and goes. That's amazing. Always do a mousse after your gel. So when you're doing your wash and goes and you know, with the gel, do the same thing with the mousse. I like the Dew Chief Rocka Mousse. That one is amazing. And the Lotta Body Shea Butter. It's like a blue formula mousse. Love. That's what I recommend for wash and goes. Okay. We're gonna go now. I love y'all so much. I'll see y'all next week on Instagram and then in 2 weeks here on YouTube. All right. All the links, all the things are below. Have a wonderful evening. Have a safe and blessed weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully you get to do something that you really been wanting to do, whether that's sleeping in, getting something yummy to eat or to drink. I don't know, but enjoy yourself this weekend. Give yourself grace. If this week wasn't like the best week, I pray that next week is even better for you. Okay? Hang in there. Hang in there when it comes to your hair care journey. I know it can be rough sometimes, but consistency, a little patience, a little TLC, some love. I promise you, you will reach your hair goals. All right? Okay. I love y'all. See y'all soon.